Hello everyone and welcome to today's section on Excel. So this class is totally for beginners. So if you don't know anything about Excel, then this is for you. So even though you have basic knowledge of Excel, just stay tuned. I have something for you. So let's dive deep right now. So what is Excel? So Excel is a spreadsheet application used for computation and mathematical calculation. It is also used for storing data, analyzing and visualizing data. So that's just a simple definition of what Excel is. So right now, let's start working with Excel. All right. So first of all, I want to tell you that this is an Excel workbook, and I need to let you know that no matter the version of Excel you are using, will still get the same result. So just continue, it's the same result we'll get. So this is for beginners and those that are new into Excel. All right, so first of all, I want to tell you that these are the tabs in Excel. We have the file, the insert, and so on. And if we go down here, we have sheet one. So just like I said, this is the workbook, Excel workbook. Meanwhile, we have sheet one, and if I click on the plus sign here, I can create sheet 2, and if I click again, sheet 3, and so on and so forth. And I can go ahead and rename it if I want. I'll just double click on it, or you right click and you say rename it, and I can call it anything. I can call it data. All right, so I'll hit enter, and that's it. So this is how to create multiple worksheet in a single workbook. All right, and you can zoom in and out whenever you want. You change the page layout of the Excel workbook or the worksheet, sorry. So but we'll be leaving it on normal for now. All right, so as the class goes on, we'll learn and understand how all these different tabs work and their functions and so on. But right now, I want to take it deep dive now into the real Excel. So Excel is made up of rows and columns that are intersecting to form a cell. So these are all cells. So wherever they intersect, they form a cell, and this cell have what is called cell reference number. So if I click here now, the point where D column and row 3 meet is this, so this is called D3. All right, so this is a cell reference box, it's a name box. And quickly, I want to just tell you that I can rename this cell reference to anything I like. So maybe this D1, I can call it noun. I can just double click here and I call it names. All right, so if I hit enter, there will be no D1 again. All right, so you can see here it becomes name, and just like that, but D2 remains D2. And we'll see how that changing of this cell reference number, how you can use it in upcoming class. Okay, but for now, let's continue. So I want to tell you that the numbering of Excel start from A and goes on and on till up to XFD. So the same thing for the that's for the column, and for the row the same thing. It starts from 1, and we'll get to the ending when we have some data to work with. I'll show you the ending of all the various parts. So quickly, the first thing I want to tell you about Excel, that it is interactive. It is used for calculation. All these things you see here are numbered with the cell reference. All right, so if I put like 4 here, and I come here and I put like 3, all right, so I can even stay here and say equal to, and I click or I take note of this cell reference, which is what, E10. So if I say equal to E10, and let's say plus F1, so F1, when I hit enter, can you see the blue color for this, the red color for this? If I hit enter, it gives me 7. So I can go on, and even any cell, everything is well interactive and works well for calculation. So quickly, I want to tell you how to navigate roundabout Excel navigation. So I will go to this other workbook that I have, and in this workbook, I want to show you how to navigate around about Excel. So the first thing I want to show you is this. So if I press Control and the right arrow key, I will go to the last column that contains a data. All right, Control and back left arrow key, I will go back to the beginning. But if I stay here now and I press Control and right arrow key, I will just be going one step. Okay, that's the ending. And if I go left back, it will go back to the beginning. So for that, I meant shift. If I hold down shift and I press right, it will be going one step. All right, one step. All right, so if I stay here back again and I press Control and the right arrow key, it go to the last column of Excel. Control and the right arrow key, that is his XFT. If I press Control and down, it goes to the last row in Excel. This is the last row in Excel. All right, so if I press Control and left arrow key, it goes to the beginning. You can see a column A. And if I press Control and up arrow key, it goes to the first point of data. All right, did you see the first point of data from the bottom? All right, Control and up arrow key again, it goes to the beginning. So I can just be using the Control and the navigational key to go any direction. Control right, Control down, Control left, Control up. All right, did you see that? Control right, Control down, Control left, Control and up arrow key, and I'm back. That's how to basically navigate round about Excel. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about, I'll go back to this my empty sheet. It's how numbers and text are aligned in Excel. So now watch. If I type, let me remove all these numbers. Now if I type some numbers, some random numbers, if I hit enter, just type, you hit enter, you type the number, you hit enter. All right, now I will type some text also. Let me type text and let me say man, boy, enter. What else? Cow, goat. Now this is what I want to let you know. Let me expand the column. All right, can you see that texts are aligned to the left? Texts are aligned to the left, while numbers are aligned to the right. All right, so anything with value are aligned to the right. Anything with value is to the right, while text is to the left. All right, please take note of that. If I switch back to this sheet, you see that. Let me expand this so that I see it. Numbers to the right. If I expand this text column, text to the left, and you can see that they fit in perfectly. Let me say balance, enter. But if I put the number here 100, it goes to the right, which makes it to fit very well. All right, okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is entering date. All right, so for those of you that will be learning data analysis, these are all important for you, how the text and the numbers align, and also date. All right, so to enter a date, I'll type 1/ let's say 23/24. This means that this represents the month, the day, and the year. All right, so in Excel, please take note, the day, the month comes before the day, the month comes before the day, then lastly the year. Right now if I hit enter, it represents a date. So just take note of this, it represents a date. And I want to let you know that date has value in Excel. So I will be working on a special video about date in the upcoming class, but for now I want you to understand that the month comes before the day. So right now if I type the day before the month, I might have error. Or let's see what happened. If I type 23rd/2/26, enter. Did you see what happened? It is currently outlined to the left, all right, like a text. So Excel does not recognize this as a date. So you enter the month first, then the day, then the year. So that's it on date. So the next thing I want to show you in Excel is selection technique, how to select something in Excel. So let me switch. So currently this data now in Excel, a cell is always selected. A cell, there must be one cell selected. So always watch at the cell reference box. All right, so currently it is cell A1. So if I scroll down somewhere, I just click and I scroll up, I can't find the cell that is selected. But if I watch this place, I can see the particular cell that is selected. So that's how to select a single cell. Just click on that particular cell and it has been selected. Now I want to show you how to select multiple ranges of different columns and row. Okay, so let's go. So right now, if I want to select, let's say from here till the end, I'll just click here and drag. You see, I can drag to any point. It's very flexible. I can click like this and drag anyhow I want. Just I can select here like this and copy it, Ctrl C, and I can just paste it somewhere. Let's say I'll just click here, Ctrl V. You can see I've pasted this. So very easy to select, unorganized, not in a way that is not organized. You just select any portion, so it's very easy. Now to stop this rigmaroling on this cell, just press the escape key. The escape key is the first key on the keyboard, so just press the escape key and it will stop. Okay, so that's for that. I'll press Ctrl Z to stop, to reverse that, and escape key again. Now I want to tell you how to select rows and column. All right, so if I want to select this row G, I will just come here. All right, please, what I want you to take note down is watch the cursor. Watch the cursor, how it is. This is the normal look of our cursor. All right, but if I go to this point, you can see how it looks like now. If I go in between this line, you see how it looks like now. All right, so take note of this. This is for selecting a column. So if I click on this, the whole of the column has been selected. Can you see it? The whole of this column has been selected. All right, so that is how to select a column. And also, if I want to select a row, I will go here and watch the cursor again. If I click, the whole of this row till the end has been selected. Now I want to mention this, that anything that applies to the row also applies to the column. All right, anything you do to the row and it works, just know that it will work also in the column. That's just what I think. That's the way I work with Excel. All right, now I want to select row column A, and I want to select, if I want to select another column, I will hold the Control key and click on it. Like I've selected A first, and I'll hold down Control. Maybe I want to select column I, column E. These are non-connected columns. So to select non-connected columns, you hold Control. You hold Control down. So if I click on this C now, only C will be selected. Now if I hold down Control, in your Mac you can hold the command. All right, so click on any other column, they will be selected. This is how to select multiple non-connected columns. All right, so but what if they are connected? I will hold Shift. Right now I want to select from A to H, so I will just hold down Shift and click on H. So everything from A to H will be selected. All right, so the same thing applies to the row. If I select column row 1 and I hold down Shift and select column 15, row 15, sorry, everything will be selected. That's how to select multiple connected rows and column and non-connected rows and column. Everything lies between what? The Shift and Control. All right, everything lies on the Shift and Control. Now the next thing I want to tell you is how to select the entire worksheet. All right, So there are many methods to do that, and everything we are working on here today has shortcut method of doing that. You can browse about it, all right, but basically today we'll be comparing like both of them to some extent to take the best that is good for us. All right, so right now if I want to select the whole workbook, I can come to this point. All right, see this point here that doesn't have anything. If you watch the small triangle there, if you click on it, it selects the whole sheet. It selects the whole sheet. That's how to select the whole sheet. Right now I can just delete, and everything will go. So Ctrl Z to bring it back. So if I want to delete everything in the whole sheet very quickly, I can just do that, right? So we can also use Ctrl and A, Ctrl A to do that also. So if I press Ctrl A, but this one Ctrl A select only the portion with data, all right, only the portion with data on it. So please take note, that's how to select multiple sheet, multiple rows and column, and multiple cell, and so on. All right, so now I want to talk about editing what is in a cell. Editing what is in a cell. So if I want to edit let's say this header here, I can click on this point, and not yet, it won't allow me type. I've just selected it, but for me to actually edit it, I will double click. All right, you can see now the cursor there is blinking, so I can go ahead and edit anything I want. All right, when you are done, you hit enter, and that is it. So but if you don't want to edit this cell here, if you double click on it, you can also go to the formula bar. This place is called formula bar, and if you watch this our cursor now, the way it's pointing up and down shows that we can adjust it. So you can type anything you want here. So this Excel cell can contain, I think, up to thousands of characters. So don't mind this small cell you see, it can contain thousands of characters. So if you want to actually see what is there fully, you can expand it and type everything you want into this place, and that which you have typed will be only for this cell, for this particular cell. So that is how to edit a cell. All right, so what about delete? How do we delete? All right, so if you just click on any cell and press the delete on your keyboard, it will be deleted. So I will bring it back by pressing Ctrl Z. All right, so if I select this column and press delete, everything there should go. So Ctrl Z. So it's all about pressing the delete on your keyboard, and it will delete that particular cell. And also, if you don't want to press the delete on the keyboard, you have it here, cell. You can do what? You can delete whatever you have selected. So if I select a portion and I say delete, and that's it. But it adjusted this other portion here. So I'll press Ctrl Z, all right, to bring them back. All right, so we've talked about editing and editing the cell content. So right now I want to introduce you to a concept called autofill, or we can call it, some people call it flash fill. Autofill in Excel is a very, very important concept in Excel. It can save you hours of work. All right, so let's use this other sheet here. Let me go to sheet 1 now. A quick one on how autofill work. Before, when I started using Excel earlier those days, I usually type this 1 to 3 by myself. I'll just be typing 1, I hit enter, 2, 3, enter, just like that. But it takes a lot of time, and you will surely you will make mistake. If you are typing up to thousands, it will at the end you will see a mistake. So that's where flash fill comes in. All right, so if I have something like I want to write numbers from 1 to, let's say, 2000, so I can do that in less than a minute. So I'll just type, first of all, you type at least 2 numbers. So if I type 1, enter, 2, and I hit the enter key, now what I will do right now is that I will select both of them. This is autofill, all right, or flash fill. Now watch my cursor. If you look at this point here, at this spot, you will see this black square box here. So if I click on it and drag it down, watch the outcome by the side. So I can just hold it down, and in less than a minute I will get up to 2,000 numbers. See, it's even more than 2,000. I will drag it up back. So you can actually drag it up back till you get to that portion that you want. You can see there, that's it, 2,000. All right, so I have 2,000 of numbering now. Now I want to tell you something about this. This autofill is very good. Like, now see what I mean. If I type something like 5 and I hit enter, 10, enter, what do you think will happen? All right, the rest of the word will be in accordance to this numbering pattern that I've specified. So if I select both of them, please don't select one. If you select one, it will only fill it with only that particular one. See it, 5 5 5 5 5 5 5, right? So I'll press Ctrl Z. So for you to actually autofill in a particular pattern, you select up to 2 of it and you do what? You autofill. All right, so if we go back and watch the outcome, we see it's all 5, 10, 15, 20. That's it for number. So you can do 10, 20, 30 anyhow you want. All right, and for, let's try text also. If I type something like, okay, let's see if A, B, let's see if it works. So if I select it and let's see A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, so it doesn't work for text. All right, so the way it works for text are that there's some standard text that it works for. All right, something like the days of the week. If you have like let's say Sunday, and I hit enter, sorry, okay, so that's it. So if I try to fill it, did you see what's coming up? Even though it's just one that is selected, so I can fill from Sunday to Saturday. All right, I can do that for months of the year. So if I say January, all right, I can do that for January till December. All right, there you see that. So if I continue, it will repeat. All right, so that is it for text again. All right, now there's something I want to demonstrate also in this autofill, but before I do that, I want to tell you about how to move this to move a column from one place to another. So before, some people just copied a column like this, Ctrl C, and bring it in another column, but it's not done that way. All right, so I actually learned this just some few weeks ago. All right, so and what I'll do is that I will click, maybe I want to move this let's see, I want to move, well, I want to move the H column to the ending. I want to bring this H column here. So what you just do is, first of all, you select this column, then you hold your shift button down. Did you see? You bring your mouse to this point and you drag. Did you see the outcome? So it's telling me that this H would come to this point. So I will first of all release my mouse, then release the shift key, and I've changed the position of the H column. Very simple. So let me bring it back to that same position. So I will hold down the shift, come to this place, drag it till I get to the place that I want, then I'll release my mouse and release the shift key, and that is the H back to the position. So I was trying to tell you something about the autofill. So see what I want to do. Let me just take this let me take, which one will I take now? Which one? Okay, let me take the region. I'll move the region to the ending. All right, so see what I want to do. If I type let's say I type England, I hit enter, and I type not Ireland. Did you see what happened? This is still another function of autofill. So it has noticed that I want to keep on typing all this text. So if I just hit enter, the text will appear. That's what autofill can do also. All right, so when you type the first text, when you want to type the second cell, in the second cell, just type the first character. Once you type the first character, you see this autofill right there beside it. All right, so that is some of the like the real application of autofill, and it works well, especially in calculation, to save you hours of calculation. Instead of calculating everything one by one, you just autofill it. All right, so that's for that. That's for that. And right now, let's continue. I want to move to how to insert an empty column or row. Assuming I want to bring another column here, like the address between here. All right, so in this case, see what I will do. I will select this column. So I want the new column to be in between these two columns, so I will select this one, because new columns, I think it goes to the left. So right now I can use the right click method and I'll say insert is there, but I don't want to use this one. I will use the one from the toolbar here. So I will say insert. I want to insert what? A sheet column. All right, I want to insert a sheet column. So if I click on it, a new column has been added, so I can go ahead and fill this column. All right, remember it goes to the left. So even though you forgot, when you do it, you undo it and do it the right way. So the same thing to the row. If I go to row 5, first of all, you must select a row. Then if you go back to the insert, you see what? You can see the sheet column is not active. It's the sheet, insert sheet row that is active. So if I click on it, a new one is added on top. All right, so this is how to insert new columns and row in a worksheet. And deleting is the same thing. If I select this row, I can say delete sheet row, is gone. The same thing to this. I can say delete sheet column, delete sheet column, and it's gone also. And the same thing for those other workbook we've been using. I can delete this one I call data, right click on it and say delete sheet, this particular sheet called data, and yes, I want to delete it and it's gone. So I have my sheet 1 and sheet 2. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is font formatting option. The font formatting option. So let's use this other workbook where I have this text. So right now I want to start formatting all this font the way I want. All right, so one of the fastest ways to format your cells is through this cell style, especially for our headers. So if, let me say, I select the whole of this, we don't need this column again. I'll just go ahead and delete sheet column. All right, so if I want to change the cell style, I will just let me just highlight the cells, and if I go to cell style, I can choose any of this style. You can see I can format it and it now have that style that I want. All right, this is how to select, to change the cell style of a particular cell that you've selected. So anyone, you can use any of them. So let's go with I like this blue color. Let's go with this. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about, still on formatting of our font, is the size. So this place is for all of it font. So if I want to change the type of font, I can just select, let's go for Arial black. Okay, we didn't select any cell, we have to select the cell. Let's select it, and we can go for Waste Times New Roman. Okay, let's go for Calibri. Okay, Arial, let's go for Arial, and I've changed the font. If I want to increase the size, I can increase the size of that text. All right, if I want to increase the size. Now if I select this size, you can see, okay, let's not go there. Let's just concentrate on changing some of the things, but we can actually change the size to be very big. But I've not gotten to that point where I'll tell you how to change the work with the size of the rows and column, the width and the height. So this is where you change the font size. You can also use this. You can also use this to change it. Just watch it. It will increase and decrease. All right. And these colors here are for the font and the background. So this one is for the background. So let's say I select the whole of this column here. I can change the background to red. I can change the background to red. And for this, let's say I want to change the font to red. That's for the font. I will change the font to red. You know, if I change this one, the font to red, it will not make sense again. You see, it will make sense because everything is red. So let me change it to black. So either way, this is how to change the font color. All right, this is how to change the font color. So I want to format. Of course, we know this represents bold. If we want it to be bold, it will become bold. It will become italic. Italic. It will slide a little to the right, and underline. Let's underline this region, and the region will be underlined. That's basically all this. Then lastly, on this this section, we want to talk about cell border formatting. Cell border formatting. Let me change this back to. Let me just see what I'll do. I'll just say format. Wait, no. This is what I want. I want to clear format. Yeah, clear format, and that's it. It's back. I use the clear and I cleared format. All right. If I clear all, everything will go. All right. If I clear content, let me go back there again. If I clear all, everything will go, both the format and the content. I will undo that. Now, if I clear format, only the colors, the formatting will go. Our text will still be there intact. Let me undo it again, and this time let's try clear content, and you see the content is gone. So the written words there are the content, while this one is the format. So I won't undo that. We just need to clear the format. So clear format. All right, so we can okay, at this point now I want to show you what is called format painter before we go to that cell border, this cell border. So I don't know, let me say I forgot how or which color is this, but I can use this option called format painter to just copy the format of this cell to this one. So I will click first on this. Okay, let's use this one. Okay, no, let's use our balance. If I click on format painter, see how my mouse looks like now. So if I click on this cell, it now have the format of this one. All right, so like this color now, and I want to remove it. I want it to look like this. So if I click on this format painter and I click on this, you can see it has brought in the format of this one into this. All right, so let me select this and make the text automatic, that's black, and I'll still change the format again back to the original. All right, you can see how easy it is. Now I was talking about the cell border. What is a cell border? These lines around this text is a cell border. All right, so if I select, let's say I select a portion, if I go to the cell border, you will see different border styles. So you tick outside borders, you see this outside border is now tick. All right, so I can just select a particular portion and I say tick outside border, and outside border will be tick. Do you see it now? Outside border is tick. So they have many options. Maybe I have a multiple. Let me remove this. I'll just go back. I'll say no border, and that's it. No border. So assuming I have some multiple numbers here, and I want to draw the total line. I can just come to this last cell and I say the cell, what is it? Bottom double border. All right, so that's it. I have a bottom double border, and I can have my total here, and it will be clear to anybody reading this document that this is the total line. All right, so you can make it just one line instead of double. Tick bottom border. So That's it, just one line. Either way you like it. And there are other options here that you can use. All right, so that is that's that for now. And right now, let me remove this other one. I'll say no border. All right, okay. So the next option I want to tell you about is the alignment option. Let me just go ahead and delete this. And no border. Okay, we've already talked about the default alignment for text and number. All right, but I want you to know that if I okay, so see what I will do before I go to that alignment. Let's talk about adjusting our row height and column width, the column width and the row height. All right, so to adjust the column width, you can come to this point. You see how the mouse look like now. I can drag it to which direction that I want. If I want to expand it more, if I want to make it smaller like this, you can see now the same thing applies to the row. I can drag this one down. All right, so I can drag it up back. But there's something you need to know, and it's called I think I can find it here. Format table, no, cell, no, format, that's the one I'm looking for here. So it's called auto fit column width, auto fit row height. Did you see? Auto fit row height, auto fit column width. But I don't want to click on it from here. I want to do it manually by myself. So now watch this column here, column H. If you come to this point here and you double click, you see it has done what? Automatically. That's the meaning of that, auto automatically fit column width. That's what I did now. So if I try, let me drag it back again. I come back to the column by selecting it, then I'll come back and say auto fit column width, and that is it. All right, so if you want it, you can adjust it. The same thing applies to the row. If I expand this row now, if I select it, I can say auto fit row height, auto fit row height. You see, so but you can do it manually. Okay, now back to our alignment option. Now see what I want to do. I want to expand this one like this, and I'll expand it also from here. Now do you notice that the default alignment is to the top left, irrespective if it is a text or a number, it is outlined to where? The top left. See, top outline. So we can actually use this alignment option to control where this text appears or the position. So if I select only this one now, if I select all of them, everything will be affecting the whole cell at once. So but let me use one. So if I click on this, it will come to the center here, the center. Do you see? If I click on this other one, it will go to the bottom. That's how to control it from there. But if I want it to be at the center and the middle, then I will use this outline right, outline middle, outline bottom, outline top, outline. So but this one now watch this one, watch this. I want to try this option. So if I go to this, it will come to the right position, so to the right, to the middle. But if I want it at the center here, I will click on this. So it's at the center outline and still at the middle, center outline but at the middle. If I put it here, it's center outline but at the left. Here, center outline but at the right. If I put it here, it at the top and right outline, the top and right outline, the top here and right. And so you can just use this option to control your default text position. So if I select all of them, I can control how all of them and where they appear. That's just it on cell alignment option. Right, so still on the alignment, I want to talk about matching cell. All right, matching cell. Let's do something. I will just adjust this column back using the auto aligned row height. Yes, row height. And I want to create another cell at the top, so in another row, sorry, so insert row at the top. Let me just stay here and call it okay, I want to demonstrate matching a cell. All right, let's say I want to call the whole of this data customer table, and I can select the whole of these cells like this. Then I'll come to this option here and I say merge and center. So there are other options. I can say merge cell, merge across, or merge cell. That's after merging it. But right now I want to say merge and center. I want the text to be at the center. All right. So I can say customer table. All right. Enter. All right, so this is how to mesh it. So you can mesh this cell, and this is the option now that I want to maybe adjust the row height. And if I select this, okay, I'll just work on this font now, make it bigger by increasing it. Sorry, I need to select it, then increase, and I can change the color to any color I want. Let's go for blue. And what else? I can format the cell style to this. That means I will start afresh again. All right, so but this is how to match and center text across. Okay, match and center. Now I want to talk about cell orientation and cell wrap. I've already talked about the format painter, so I want to talk about the orientation and wrap. All right, orientation and wrap. Now let's look for, okay, see this. Which one will I use now? Okay, see this particular cell. Okay, let me reduce this back. Okay, see what I'll do. I'll click on this cell and clear all format. All right, so that's back. Then adjust the row height. So I'm not interested in that one again. I want to talk about the cell orientation. Okay, let me adjust it. So you see the customer table now. I can arrange it the way I want, like let it be angle counterclockwise. So that's it. Cell orientation counterclockwise. Undo that. I was supposed to adjust it from here, and that's just it. You can make it counterclockwise. This is very used in applications like when you have a timetable, that intersection, how the timetable looks like. You can use that cell orientation at that meeting point of the timetable where you have the subject and the date. Then you use this cell orientation there. So there are different other different cell orientation that you can work with. All right, now also let's talk about the cell wrap, the word wrap or text wrap. So this is the text. I have customer ID, but let's say if I drag this cell here like this, the ID is not showing again, but on this cell now I can just say let the cell wrap. Let's see if it works. Yeah, that's it. If I adjust it, I will see that the customer, the ID goes on that. That's the text wrap or wrap text, anyone you want to use. So that's it on how to wrap a text. All right. So right now I want to tell you about a number formatting, how to format numbers. All right. So in this column we have numbers. See the number, we have numbers in this column, although it's a balance, but you can see now they are in 2 decimal place. All right, so I can actually change it to like 3 decimal place by increasing it here. Okay, it says no. Oh, sorry, I didn't select the cell or the column to select. Sorry, we missed out on this. So let me go back to it and tell you that right now I want to select this column here, but from this number till the end. All right, so I'll just press Control Shift and down. Control Shift and down. You can see it has selected from this cell in row 2 of this column till 4015. All right, so that's it. If I scroll up back, you can see the whole of that column from this point to the end of the data has been selected. All right, so in this option now, okay, let's still finish up on this selecting. Now see what I want to do. If I want to select any portion, let's say I want to select the whole of my data. Now some people just do like this. They'll start selecting like this and hold and wait till it go down. No, it doesn't work that way. All right, to do this quickly, you just click on this spot, then you hold Control Shift, you go right. All right, you see, and you press down, still holding down your control. You can see the whole of my data has been selected. If I don't want to select this last rule again, I will just hold down only Shift and press the arrow only once. Did you see? So if I'm pressing it once and down, one at a time. But once I hold control and hold it down, it goes to the last one. All right, so that's how to select. Control Shift and down. All right, so go back to this one again. I've selected the first one, so I'll hold down Control Shift then down. You see, so I've selected it. Now I can go and let's say I want to increase the decimal place. Did you see? Increase again, increase. I want to decrease it. All right, I don't even want decimal again. Increase it, decrease it. Very simple. All right, and that's how you manipulate number. So you can see it's balanced. That means that it's currency. So if I want to add any currency to it, like US dollar, I can go here and say currency, and you can see currency has been added to all of them. Assuming it's our Niger money here, which is naira. I want to put naira, so I'll click on the drop down and I can't find it here, so I'll go to more accounting format, then I will go down to more symbols. Whoa, okay, so I can scroll down. Where is it? I can see it here. All right, so I can use, let me go for, which one will I use now? Okay, let me look for the original naira. It should be around here. Okay, but let's leave that for now. Let's choose let's use Fulani. We are all Nigerians. Okay, click on it and it has been added to it. By the way, to the right, but that's how to format it. Okay, maybe Fulani own goes to the right. Let's see another accounting formula, more accounting formula, and we go for let's go for Igbo, guy like me, Igbo. Okay, so I think that's the difference. All right, so this is how to format it. You add your currency symbol, you add decimal place, so I can remove the decimal place, I can remove comma. Okay, I can include comma on it. Okay, it's already a number, so I can remove the comma on it because it's a currency and currency goes to comma. So for this one, on Control Shift and down, I think I should be able to add comma to it. You see it, but that's for currency, so I'll undo that. All right, so that's how to format numbers. All right, and apply decimal place to it. And the next one I want to show you is that, now see, assuming I want to go and add, let's go down, Control and down to go to the last row. Now assuming I want to add another information here, I can forget which one is first name or which name, whatever. All right, but that's why I want to introduce you to the concept of freezing. I want to freeze this first row. All right, so if I go to the view and I'll see this freeze pans, so I will click on it and say freeze top row. So this first row is now frozen. All right, so I can go now to the last one, Control and down, and I can start typing. I can see now this is one customer ID name, blah 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 to the end. So if I want to undo that, I'll go back here and say unfreeze pants. All right, so it's now ready. Okay, see what I want to do. I want to stop at number 100, the rule 100. You see, rule 100. Now if I freeze it this time, let's say freeze top rows, you see only number 100, the row 100 is frozen. So take note of this. All right, so any point in time you are, that's the row that will be frozen. All right, so if I go back to the top, I can say I want to freeze first column. That's the customer ID. So if I go this way, the customer ID will still be there. All right, maybe you are inputting your data to the right, not downward. All right, so this one also is important. So I want to freeze it now. Okay, so next I want to talk about sorting, to sort your data. All right, now we'll go back to home, and okay, let me not use this data for sorting. Let me not use it for this for sorting. Let's go back to this other sheet, and right now I have these days of the week. I want to sort it alphabetically. All right, alphabetically. If I select it, we can use this sorting here. All right, sort and filter. So I'll just sort Z to A to see Z to A, and I can change it from Z to A to what? A to Z, but not the way it is the normal weekdays. All right, that's for text. All right, but same thing for number. Oh, I have some, let's go this way. I just put some random numbers, hit enter. Oh, just change this one back from date to normal number. What's happening? Okay, let me delete it. Input 3, enter. Oh, okay. I think it's just seeing it, or it's viewing it as a date. All right, see, it's viewing it as a date. I don't want to cause confusion with that. Let me just delete it, and I'll just format this column, all right, as number. Select it and say let it be number, so it won't be date again. Anything I type won't be date. All right, and I can go ahead and remove the decimal place. Remove, okay, remove it. All right, so assuming I want to sort this number, once you select it, all we have to do is go back to that same spot of sort and filter, and this time you can see it's not A to Z again. It says sort smallest to largest, because we're working with numbers this time. So I'll say sort largest to smallest. You can see it, and if I want to sort it smallest to largest, and it will still work. All right, so in the same vein, now I want to introduce you guys to functions and formula. So we'll just stop at the basic ones. Upcoming class we'll go to, for data analysis, we'll go to advanced functions and formulas for text, for numbers, and for date. Okay, so now assuming, okay, let me undo right the random way it was before. Assuming I want to add all these numbers, I will come to this. I want to drop the answer here, the total here. I want to drop the total here at this spot. There are many ways to do this. There are many ways to sum these numbers. First of all, I want to tell you that every formula and functions begin with equal to. Please don't forget this. Every formula and function in Excel, you must begin by typing what? Equal to. All right, so assuming I want to add, addition is sum, so I can go ahead now and type sum, and all the formulas that has to do with sum will come up. So what I want you to do at this point is that once you see the formula you are interested in, just go ahead and press the tab key on your keyboard. Assuming I want to work with this sum SQ, I can use my arrow key and navigate to it. then I'll use the tab key to accept it. All right, but that's not the one I want. Now I want sum. Where is sum? Okay, I'll add u again. Sum is the third one, so I'll use my arrow key and go to sum and use my tab key and accept it. Please always do it this way, it will help you. So I want to sum what from cell what E2. This is cell E2 to what cell E10. I can just type it, capital letter or small letter, any of them will work. E2 semicolon means to, so to what E10. Can see what has happened. It has encircled that portion, so I'll close the bracket and hit enter, and that is the total. All right, that's the total. So let me undo it again. Another method I want to use this time, I'll say equal to sum, accept the formula. I'll just drag on top of all the cells that I want to add. Did you see? On top of the cells, close the bracket and hit enter. Very simple. Now the last method again I want to use is this. I'll just come to this part and I want to use the toolbar this time, and I'll select sum. Did you see? It automatically detect what I want to sum, and I'll just hit enter. All right, but all these methods are good. But what if I want it to be in this point, in this cell here? That's where I can use the formula of sum what E2 to what E10. The same thing. All right, so either way you want to use any of them, you can always do that. Use any of the method. So there are other functions that we need to talk about. So this one is the let's call this one the sum. This time I want to talk about the average. To get the average, what I will just do right now is that I will draw that cell line so that you take note of the place we are working with. Right, so this is the line. So the average this time, the same thing. I'll just say equal to average, and I will just the method, but this time let me just drag all over it to the point, close the bracket and hit enter. That's the average. We have other functions that we can use, like the max, which means the highest. All right, so I want to still tell you that navigating, like now I move from max to this direction. So to go this way, I use the tab key. It goes right. If I hold down shift and I press the tab key, it will come back. All right, if I press enter, it will be going down. If I hold shift and press enter, it will come up back. I think you get that. So that's it. Another skills or trick around navigation. You hold the tab, just press the tab to go right, shift tap, hold down shift and press tab to come back to left, and enter to go down, while you press shift, hold down shift and press enter to come back up. All right, so the max formula, you just pick it again. I've told you every formula and function begins with equal to. So equal to what? Max. I'll accept it and I'll drag all over the numbers and close the bracket, hit enter. That's the max. This is the highest number here. Also we have the mean. All right, we have the mean. So go this way, equal to the mean, accept the formula. I've showed you all the method. Either way you want to use, but I just want to line up all these formulas here. There's one special formula that is very useful for us, and that's the count. So if I say count, so what does count do? Let's see count in action. So if I say equal to count, accept it, and I will drag all over here. So what count does is that it counts everything as one. So if I start now and I say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, I'm expecting to see 9. If I hit enter, 9. So that's what count does for us. All right, so I'm sure we've gone a long way on the functions, right? So if I try to define what function is for you again, functions are just inbuilt. Okay, let me just say functions are inbuilt. All right, they're inbuilt in Excel, and they're basic operation that we know in mathematics and statistics. All right, but formulas are something we create by ourselves. They are not inbuilt formula. Formulas are something that we create by ourselves by combining multiple or different functions. All right, maybe I want to add two numbers here and divide by 2. What I'm doing like that is a function, not it's a formula, not a function. It's a formula. Let's say I want this part now, and I want to add these two number and divide by 2. So I'll just say equal to this number plus this number and divide by 2. I hit enter. You see? So that is it. This is it. I just created a formula now. All right. So now you can see, assuming I want to do this for the whole of this data here. Do you remember when we did the flash fill? With that flash fill now, I don't need to repeat the same thing, the same calculation. All I have to do is what? I'll come to this spot here. I can either double click on it, or I will click and drag till any portion I want. And what is this? It's just these two numbers. Add them. That's 12 divided by 2. Let's see this one. Let's see here, h2. This is okay. Let's click on here, and we click on the formula bar. That's it. 10 plus 2, that's 12. Divide by 2, that's supposed to be 6. Then why are we having 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7? How come 7? Okay, let's see the next one. 18 divided by 2. Oh, so this I think there's a problem there. There's a problem there. Okay. So see what I will do. Let's just delete this, and let's do it by the side here. I will delete this. Delete. So please always cross check your formulas after you've got to what you want. Let's try again. Equal to this number here. All right. So I think I got the scope. All right. I think I got the scope. So the best way is to follow our normal mathematical BODMAS process. So to help me do that, what I will do is that I will just use bracket equal to bracket this one plus this, close the bracket. So this particular operation will take place first, then I will divide it by 2. I think that saves me. All right, that's it. So if I fill it, and let's see, 12 divided by 2 is 6. 18 divided by 2 is 9. So I think that's it. We didn't follow our BODMAS method. So if I create another insert another column here, and we try that first method that we said, equal to this one plus this / that's divide by 2, enter, you can see it doesn't follow the normal BODMAS method, which makes our formula wrong. So calculation in Excel, you follow the BODMAS methods to get it done the correct way. Okay, so next I want to show you is I want to talk about how to insert chart in Excel. How to insert a chart in Excel is very easy. Okay, okay, let me just select this column and delete. Assuming we have okay, let me just say delete, also delete. Assuming I have Monday, enter, and I fill it, just fill it to Sunday, and let me just give it some numbers. 70, okay, 3, this number, this one, this, and let me put 100 here. Assuming these are the numbers of, okay, let's insert sheet roll days. We call this days, and we call this attendance. All right, I'll double click here to automatically fit the column width. All right, so I want to insert a chart. To insert a chart, I want to I want to use this data and insert a chart. We'll go to insert. So what we do is that we select our data and we click on the type of chart that we want. As me, I want to form a pie chart. I'll click on this spot here on the drop down, select the pie chart. All right, we can see we've gotten a pie chart. We've gotten a pie chart. If I want to switch this pie chart to another type of chart, go to insert. I will just select that chart that I want and it will be switched to that particular chart. And when you get the chart that you want, maybe okay, let me use a line chart. You can go ahead and format it the way you want. That different method to format this. You want to change the title, you can double click. You write your title. You want to change the chart, you come to this newly created chart 2 and you change the chart. So creating a chart is actually very easy in Excel. You just select your data. Let me delete this. To create a chart, you select your data. You select, okay, let me put include plus the so let's say legend or the heading. I'll select all of them, go to insert, select the type of chart that you want, and that's it. Attendance and the days. Right, this time I included it too. This is the basic Excel. I'm sure with this you can be able to work with Excel to with a level of confidence. All right, I'm sure you gained a lot in this class. If there is anything you don't understand, go ahead and ask your question in the comment box, and I would like you to subscribe to this channel. And because I will be creating more videos for beginners. I will be building you from the ground. We don't assume you know anything. All right, we'll be building you from the ground. And next course, I'll be taking this Excel to another level. All right, we'll go further on it. So thank you for joining me into this class. I hope you learned something from this class on the basic things about Excel. All right, so lastly before I go, I want to talk about the conditional formatting. All right, so assuming I want to color this data to see the one that is the highest just by viewing it, I can use conditional formatting. All right, if I select these numbers here, let's go to conditional formatting and let's just use 3 color set: red, green, blue. Can you see it? That this is the highest number, followed by this one and this one, moving from red to what? From green to red. Green means the highest and red means the lowest. So you can use conditional formatting. All right, so that is on conditional formatting. And right now, let me go to the other sheet and show you one advanced option. All right, one advanced option for today's class. So I want to introduce you guys to table in Excel. So to create a table, you go to insert and let's click on table, and you see what happened. It has encircled this data, the whole of the data from the beginning to the end. It has detected it and it's asking, does my table has header? Yes, it has header. All right, if this is not a header, you can uncheck this. All right, so I will cancel it and let's go back again. Insert table. It has detected it and it has header. So I will go ahead and say okay, and this is how a table looks like. It's just this with a drop down. So basically what table helps you do is for filtering data. You can filter data. All right, like now let's say we want only people from England to be showing in this data. So we will go to region. We can click on this drop down here and uncheck this select, or we select only England and we say okay. We have only England right now. Can you see? Only England right now. Everything is about England. So if we want to add another country, we can check that country also. So I'll check, let's say Wales. All right, so we've added Wales. So we want, let me say I want people from only England with white collar, only England with white collar that are male. Okay, let's go for female that are females. So right now this data is for only females from England with white collar, should I say job, like, but these are customers. All right, female with white collar job from England. This is how you can filter your data. So if you want for day, just go ahead, click on it and filter it. All right, so if to clear the filter, just go here, click on the drop down, clear filter. So please remember that if you filter a data, if I add it again, you have a filter to Northern Ireland, you see this funnel icon on it. So this tells me that this column is actually filtered. All right, so right now let me go ahead and clear the filter. All right, so that is it on table, and you can bring it back to your normal range. All these are for the style. You want to change the green, you want to change it to anything you want your table to have. Total row below, branded columns. See what branded column do. Branded rows. Do you see branded rows? Total row, that will be at the bottom. If I remove it, so many other things you can do. But right now I want to take it back to our normal range, because this is table 2. I want to take it back to our normal range. To bring it back to our normal range, we go forward, convert to range. So if I click on it, do you want to convert table to normal range? And I'll say yes. So that's it. So but the only thing about table is that when you convert to range, these colors will still be there, right? So to do that, if you want to remove all the colors, you can just select let's use our precise method of saying control shift, then we go right, then we go down, and I can say clear format. See, so either method that you want to clear the format, or you can just select everything that delete format. So thank you for today's class, for this beginners Excel class. I hope you've learned a lot. This class is for beginners. But I hope you've learned a lot, that many things in Excel that we still need to learn, many formulas and functions for data analysis, for financial analysis, and so much more. But thank you for joining me in today's class, and see you again in the next class.